What happened behind the scenes that made Sukai react so strangely? The Chinese entertainment industry was thrown into chaos yesterday when leaked footage from a private industry event showed actor Sukai displaying what witnesses are calling an uncomfortable and completely unexpected reaction to his former co-star Tan Song-yoon. The incident occurred when Tan appeared at the gathering wearing an outfit and hairstyle that bore striking similarities to Dilraba Dilmurat's signature look from a recent high-profile fashion campaign. Industry insiders who were present at the exclusive event have been buzzing nonstop about Sukai's facial expressions, body language, and the tense atmosphere that immediately filled the room. Multiple sources confirm that the temperature in the venue seemed to drop several degrees the moment Sukai laid eyes on Tan Song-yoon's Dilraba-inspired ensemble, and what happened next has become the most talked about moment in Chinese entertainment this week. Why would a simple styling choice trigger such an intense response from one of China's most beloved actors? The footage, which has now been viewed millions of times across various social media platforms despite attempts to contain its spread, shows Sukai's expression shifting from his usual warm smile to what body language experts are describing as a mixture of shock, discomfort, and something else entirely that nobody can quite identify. The 29-year-old actor, known for his professional demeanor and friendly relationships with co-stars, appeared visibly unsettled as Tan Song-yoon approached him at the event. Eyewitnesses report that Sukai's hands clenched briefly, his jaw tightened, and his eyes widened in a way that suggested he was experiencing genuine emotional turmoil. The reaction was so pronounced that several attendees immediately began recording on their phones, sensing that something extraordinary was unfolding before their eyes. What makes this situation even more perplexing is that Sukai and Tan Song-yoon have always maintained what appeared to be a cordial professional relationship, having worked together on projects in the past without any reported conflicts or tensions. Could there be a hidden love triangle that the public never knew about? The speculation has reached fever pitch as fans and entertainment journalists alike scramble to piece together the possible connections between Sukai, Tan Song-yoon, and Dilraba Dilmurat. The timing of this incident is particularly suspicious given recent rumors that have been circulating about Sukai and Dilraba's relationship status. The two stars worked together on the massively successful historical drama, The Long Ballad in 2021, and their chemistry was so palpable that fans have been shipping them ever since, creating countless fan accounts dedicated to analyzing their every interaction. Sources close to the production have always maintained that Sukai and Dilraba developed a special bond during filming, one that extended beyond their on-screen romance. Now, with Tan Song-yoon apparently channeling Dilraba's aesthetic, the question on everyone's mind is whether she was sending a deliberate message or if this was an unfortunate coincidence that exposed something much deeper. The outfit in question featured a flowing white dress with intricate embroidery details that Dilraba had worn to the Weibo film night just 3 weeks prior, paired with a half-up, half-down hairstyle with loose curls that was virtually identical to Dilraba's signature look. Fashion critics immediately noticed the similarities, with some calling it an homage while others used harsher terms like copycat and imitation. Tan Song-yoon, who is typically known for her sweet, girl-next-door image and tends to favor more casual, youthful styling, had apparently made a dramatic departure from her usual fashion choices. The transformation was so complete that some attendees initially didn't recognize her when she first entered the venue. Several fashion bloggers have since done side-by-side comparisons of the two actresses' looks, and the resemblance is undeniable, down to the specific shade of lipstick and the angle of the hair accessories. Entertainment reporter Li Wei, who was present at the event, described the moment in vivid detail during an interview with a major entertainment news outlet. "I've been covering industry events for 15 years, and I've never seen anything quite like this," Li Wei stated, still seeming somewhat shaken by what she witnessed. Sukai walked into the room with his usual confident stride, chatting with his manager, when suddenly he froze mid-sentence. His entire body went rigid. He was staring at Tan Song-yoon, and the look on his face was just indescribable. It wasn't anger, it wasn't confusion, it was something much more complex. His manager actually had to touch his arm to snap him out of whatever trance he was in. Then when Tan Song-yoon approached to greet him, Sukai's response was so awkward that everyone around them noticed. He barely made eye contact, his greeting was clipped and formal, and he excused himself within less than 30 seconds. I saw him leave the main hall and go outside, and he was on his phone immediately, looking agitated. The incident has sparked intense debate across Chinese social media platforms, with hashtags related to the trio trending at #1 for 3 consecutive days. On Weibo alone, the main hashtag discussing the incident has accumulated over 800 million views and counting, with thousands of new comments being added every hour. The discourse has split into several camps, each with their own theories about what the strange reaction truly signifies. One popular theory suggests that Sukai may have unresolved romantic feelings for Dilraba, and seeing Tan Songyun dressed in such a similar manner triggered an emotional response because it reminded him of what he cannot have. Proponents of this theory point to numerous behind-the-scenes videos from the Long Ballad, where Sukai can be seen gazing at Dilraba with what they interpret as genuine affection, as well as interviews where he speaks about her with particular warmth and admiration. Another faction believes that the reaction had nothing to do with romantic feelings, and everything to do with professional rivalry or industry politics. According to this interpretation, Tan Songyun's choice to emulate Dilraba's style was a calculated move to generate buzz and elevate her own status by association with one of China's most glamorous actresses. If Sukai perceived this as opportunistic or disrespectful to Dilraba, his negative reaction would make perfect sense, especially if he feels protective of Dilraba for personal or professional reasons. Industry analyst Chan Ming supports this view, arguing that in the highly competitive world of Chinese entertainment, every styling choice is strategic. If Tan Songyun was attempting to ride on Dilraba's coattails, so to speak, it would be understandable for Sukai to find that distasteful, particularly if he values authenticity and originality in his peers. Yet another theory that has gained significant traction is perhaps the most shocking of all. Some fans and amateur detectives on social media have suggested that Sukai and Tan Songyun may have had a secret romantic history that ended badly, and seeing her dressed as Dilraba was particularly painful because Sukai had moved on emotionally to someone who looked exactly like what Tan was now presenting. This theory is supported by a deep dive into their past interactions, with some fans claiming to have identified moments of tension or unusual chemistry during their previous collaborations that were overlooked at the time, but now seem significant in retrospect. Screenshots of old interviews, carefully analyzed for micro-expressions and subtle body language cues, have been circulating widely, with red circles and arrows pointing out supposed evidence of a complicated relationship history. The mystery deepened when, 2 days after the initial incident, Dilraba herself posted a cryptic message on her social media accounts. The post featured a photo of herself in the exact outfit that had caused all the controversy, accompanied by a simple caption in Chinese that translates to, "Be yourself, always." The post, which could be interpreted in numerous ways, sent fans into another frenzy of speculation. Was Dilraba addressing Tan Songyun directly, making a subtle criticism of the imitation? Was she sending a message of support to Sukai? Or was she completely unaware of the drama and coincidentally posting about her outfit for unrelated reasons? The ambiguity has only fueled further discussion, with Dilraba's post receiving over 5 million likes and hundreds of thousands of comments within hours, most of them asking for clarification or expressing various interpretations of her intentions. Adding fuel to the fire, an anonymous source claiming to be a staff member from the event contacted several entertainment news outlets with additional details that paint an even more dramatic picture of what transpired. According to this source, who requested anonymity for fear of professional repercussions, Sukai's reaction was only the tip of the iceberg. The source alleges that after Sukai left the main hall, he made a phone call that several people overheard portions of, during which he allegedly said something along the lines of, "I can't believe she would do this, and this is so inappropriate, how am I supposed to handle this situation?" The source further claims that Tan Songyun appeared genuinely confused by Sukai's cold reception, and was seen later in the evening looking upset and consulting with her own team about what might have gone wrong. Fashion industry insiders have weighed in on the situation as well, with celebrity stylist Wang Xiaoming offering her perspective during a popular talk show appearance. "In my 20 years of working with celebrities, I can tell you that these kinds of style overlaps are not uncommon, but they're usually carefully managed to avoid exactly this type of situation," Wang explained to the host and audience. Every major celebrity has a team that monitors what other celebrities are wearing to major events. The fact that Tan Songyun's team either didn't catch this similarity or chose to ignore it is very telling. Either there was a massive oversight, which seems unlikely given the prominence of both actresses, or there was a deliberate choice made despite knowing the potential consequences. What we witnessed with Sukai's reaction suggests that this similarity struck a personal nerve, which means there's definitely more to this story than just fashion. The psychological implications of Sukai's reaction have also become a topic of intense discussion. Celebrity psychologist Dr. Zhang Hui, who has worked with numerous entertainment industry figures, provided analysis during a radio interview that has since gone viral. What we're seeing in that footage is what we call an involuntary emotional response, Dr. Zhang explained.